GameCola faithful, and welcome to the TAC GameCola's Video Game Awards live stream spectacular. We are going to be celebrating the best, the brightest, the greatest award winners of the year 2022. And of course, as always, as is continuous throughout time, I am Joseph Martin, and I am joined by...
Hi, I'm Blue Rider, and I've appeared.
I am James Pelster, and I am the co-administrator of the YouTube channel, and I will disappear.
I'm John, and I am also here, but probably not for long before I, too, disappear.
I mean, eventually, but not like during the stream, I hope. James is doing the first hour, so he has to stick around at least for that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to open up with one of the best award winners, a game that won handily. James, will you perhaps show the lovely people out in the studio audience? Let's give them a little teaser of the kinds of games that won this year with our first piece of content.
Sure thing, Joe. As you can see here, it's a mostly white screen. It's riveting.
This is Quirtle, the winner of the mobile game award. The best mobile game of 2022 is Quirtle, and we're gonna play it while we wait for people to start shuffling in. So first of all, James.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us how to play Quirtle?
That's a great question, Joe. I have no idea because I've never even played Wordle before.
But you voted for it as best mobile game, didn't you?
No?
Didn't you?
I voted for Marvel Snap.
I think I put NA for that category.
Okay, so it's very straightforward. So Quirtle is based on Wordle, which is where you guess a word.
Yes.
We're guessing 4 words at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, James, we'll let you have first go. Guess a word.
All right. Trick.
Interesting first choice. We'll see how it works out for us. All right, now describe what we got here.
We
have...
So the yellow letter means it's correct, right? Or
yellow means it's a correct letter but in the wrong place. Green means that it's in the correct place.
Okay.
All right, so
you did pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad for especially for so few vowels.
Worse.
Okay, so I would start with the bottom. Let's focus in on the bottom right first, I think.
Okay.
So we know it starts with T. We know it has an R in it, and it doesn't have an I, a C, or a K in it.
Okay.
I would say that for the purposes of also trying to solve the other ones, we should try to pick some fairly common letters.
RSTLNE.
That's not a word.
No, you said common letters.
Right, which does also have to be a word.
So when I type, is it going to enter that guess into every single one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So
Tears, Tears.
So it's never plural.
Like that.
That's a trick of it. It's never like a noun that's plural, so it wouldn't be tears. But that's a good guess with not knowing that information.
So it can't be plural. That's weird, but okay.
Well, it can be plural, but I think it can be plural, but it can't be plural where it's just like a regular noun with an S at the end.
Because I was gonna guess. Oh wait, no, there's no I. Never mind. I was gonna guess tears, but like TIRE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You and Blue both.
Of the kingdom. What?
Yeah. Let's see.
There.
Okay.
That's a good one.
But that's 2 E's. I don't know if that's going to be helpful. It could be there.
I definitely think we should try E.
Dude,
yeah, but I was
there is in T. Well, actually, no. None of the words have I, so it can't be.
Yeah, it can't be TH. Yeah.
You're just trying to sneak an A and an E in there at the same time.
Yes. To rap is not a word.
No.
Yeah,
Unfortunately not.
Taper? Taper?
Taper's good.
Taper?
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a good
that
one.
is-
All right.
Yeah, try it.
We
Do
go with
it.
that. Taper. Ooh, all right. So R
It
is still
takes a
not in
sec.
the correct position.
Yeah, it takes us a second to see it.
Yeah, okay. But we got another letter. So there's definitely an E in there.
Yeah.
And the R is somewhere in the middle. Thinking like TER. Turum.
Terraria. No, wait. Bison. No, wait.
Terrain is one letter too long.
Yeah, we can't have
Yeah.
train. Yeah. TRA. Yeah, and then we wouldn't have an E.
Mm,
Hmm.
Do we all just go simultaneously?
Yes, we're all thinking very hard.
This is I'm sure this is doing great for viewer engagement.
We can figure this out. Okay.
I
T-
believe in us.
Let's think of words TER.
Terse. Oh wait, that doesn't help.
I mean, we could try there. There would also work.
I'm thinking
terse
about
would
the-
be good.
I think we should at least have S in the next guess.
Yeah.
Let's do terse. Yeah, I think that's good.
Ooh, okay. Ends with E, and there is
Okay.
another E in it.
It might actually be there.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah,
Let's do it.
That's gotta be.
We wanna do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
What?
Oop.
Wait. Yep. Do it. I thought the R was gonna be in a different place.
That's correct.
Hooray!
So I had the right idea earlier.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
we
and also
derailed
No,
you.
I doubted me too.
we have
It
several
was either there or
correct
3.
letters. By the way, top right corner might be the next
Yeah,
one to go.
I think
Yeah.
you're
it's
right.
H something
one-
SE.
So it's either gotta be a vowel or some consonant that goes with H. And it can't be. Oh no, it could be. Oh no, because C. There's definitely a C, right? You see at the top guess.
Yeah, there's a C.
There's a
yeah.
C. So I would
Cheese.
get
Chase.
So-
Chase.
Chase. Yeah.
Chase. No, there's no A.
Oh, that's
Damn.
true. Good eye.
Cheese. Nope.
That needs two.
Okay,
needs two, yeah.
CH.
Chose.
No, it could be cheese.
Chose.
Chose
Can
is a
it?
good one.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It can't be chose. Yeah, I think
chose.
you're right. Chose. Or yeah, chose.
Yes.
Chose is the
Got
best
it.
one.
Yeah.
All right, and also we have so bottom left O and R.
Okay, and there's a
And
T and an S.
Sort. No.
Short.
No.
Short. No, there's no H.
And there's no
Slort.
C, there's no K.
Dort?
Storg.
Doors.
Storb.
Well,
Storm.
storm. Yeah, we
Yes.
could do.
That
yeah,
would
storm.
be good. That might be it.
Nope. S-O-R.
Oh, wow.
So S blank O-R. So that means T has to be at the end.
Okay, yeah, you're right. T has to be at the end. Do we have any other letters to work?
S-
Short. No, it
Short.
couldn't be short.
Short. Wait, no, we
Yeah,
don't have an H.
No.
No, yeah, because
Sport.
Okay.
No, we
No.
don't have P
Sport.
either. It's
No.
not
You don't have
sport.
you don't
Slort.
have C.
Slort,
You don't have
yeah.
C.
Swart. Is
Swart.
swart a word?
Swart. Yeah, he was the boss of Mario 2.
That's Wart.
Yeah, Swart. Right.
Swart?
That's Wart.
Snort!
Snort. Aha.
Snort.
Bingo. Oh, and top left we have
Okay, we only have a couple more. I think we only have 2 more guesses.
S. So S, and then it starts with S, ends with T. There is no
Ooh.
N, O,
There's an
R,
A.
M, E, or C, or K, or I.
But there is an A.
There is
Oh
an
wow,
A,
we only have
yeah.
2 guesses on this.
Yeah, that's rough.
The A is not the second
Yeah, it's not
letter.
the
A has got to
second
be in the
letter.
A has got to be in the middle. It's got to be the third letter.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, there could be a U in it.
Mm.
Wow.
Would you?
Is there any? Are there any? It might not be. It might be the
Slant?
second to last, right? It could be the
Slant?
second to
No.
last.
Yes, could
Damn
be
it.
A. It could be AU. AU something.
Slunt.
Slant.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What
It
rhymes with
could be-
what rhymes with aunt and starts with S?
It could be slant.
It's not. There's no N.
There's no N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no N, there's no M, but slant is not a
Slapped
bad
with
idea.
an
There could be an
apostrophe
L.
between the P and the T.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Slout.
Okay, we need to try some letters that we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Let's put Z in there. Or Q.
Yes. We're following John, this
Actually,
is Squirtle, not
no.
not Scrabble.
Is vault a word?
SQUAT.
There's
Squat.
svelte.
Squat.
There's
Ooh,
svelte.
Squat.
What is it? Ooh, squat.
Squat's a
That
good
feels
one.
kind of risky, but I think we have to go for it because
Yeah.
let's
And
do it. I think
either
it'll get
way,
us
we're
in
get-
for me.
Either way,
We
we're
get-
getting rid of another vowel.
Yeah,
Bingo.
we're getting the U in there.
That's
Squat. Nice.
I'm the savior.
Yeah. All
Nice.
right. Oh, good, and it shows us ads now on the screen because we finished the game. Great, thanks.
Excellent.
Well, I
Moving
think
forward is that you could spend $179.96 on Amazon for buying a Philips Sonicare.
Oh,
Add to
boy.
cart right now.
This is not sponsored. These are
yeah,
just
For my
stupid
teeth.
ads that we
So-
can't get rid of.
this is just a taste of the kind of quality. I mean, you guys can see why this game won mobile. It's actually fun.
Because
Like
of the
it is.
team.
Yeah, that
Teamwork.
was actually kind of fun.
It's fun. Like
Do we want to
it
try
really
another
does
one, or
work.
do we think we've got a
Let's.
good?
I want to move on to our next section, which is where we will review, because usually we just play a couple games that won awards.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also going to do that until we learned that it wasn't possible.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
can't
Well, it
really
would have been
zero
possible. It would have been possible. It was just that John would have had to be by himself, and I think it's more fun to have people.
Yeah.
You could have been in the chat.
But let's actually have a look at all the winners, all the games that
yeah.
won
All right.
this year.
Yeah, wait, let's
Let's-
actually go through that.
let's
The
do
awards.
it.
Yeah.
This
So
is an awards podcast. After
if we
all.
set things up correctly, and if by we I mean James,
Yep.
we should be soon seeing
Oh.
our actual
Internet website.
internet website.
Wow.
Look at it in all
Wow.
its 2006
For many people,
glory.
this may be the first time they've ever seen our actual internet website. But let's go through, starting with best licensed game. John, I believe you have played this video game, haven't you?
Yes, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. It is an amazing, amazing beat 'em up in the vein of the original TMNT arcade games, but with honestly, I like the sprite work in this a lot more because it just has has very smooth animation instead of because I think back in the day it was like 10 frames a second for the animation, and now it's like a smooth like 30. It's like so many, but it's a very visually striking game, and it's super fun to play with. Not just 4 people. You can play up to 6 people, I believe.
Oh wow.
You can play in addition to the turtles, you can play as Splinter, Casey Jones, and April, which is very fun.
Oh nice.
And then I think there's DLC with another new character too, but I have not played the DLC yet.
Interesting.
yeah, it's very short too. It's like in the vein of the original arcade game, which you can beat in an hour if you keep
Nice.
bumping quarters into it. But still, but yeah, it's very fun beat 'em up game.
Nice.
And I was happy to get it physically on a limited physical release, which came with a Pizza Hut coupon.
Oh, I love that. That's great. All right. Do we want to move to the next one?
Yes, let's do.
Whoop, don't want
Yeah.
spoilers.
Do 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 do.
It's
Best
here on my-
remake or re-release, written by our very own Blue Writer. Blue,
Yay.
tell us
Just
about this
me.
game.
It's the game again, but more. And I think that is most of what it introduced the bucket, which is the most important game or the most important character in all of gaming. And I'm sad that it did not win the best new character award.
Can you tell us a little bit about this game, like the original and what
I
the remake is?
suppose if you're gonna force me to.
Yes,
So
you do have to talk about video games, Blue. I'm
The first line is
sorry, I
that
should
this-
have warned you beforehand.
it
You
is.
said this game holds a special place in your heart. You don't want to talk about it?
It is a very I can go like I went a few years without thinking about it, and then the like it got announced that they were doing this re-release, and I was like, oh right, that might actually be in like my top 10 favorite games.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, huh, that's very interesting. I love games that um get into the player's head and like predict what they're going to do, because of if like 1,000 people play your game, you're gonna get like 100 different interactions at least in like one specific area of your game. And this is a game that does that to the max. It like there's an ending or an interaction or some sort of meta dissection of the player's mind just like everywhere on a molecular level, just like constantly and minutely even. It's that's why I love it.
Nice.
It's also just funny and well written, and people like the narrator's voice.
That's true.
Is that good amount?
Satisfactory, which did not
Hooray.
win.
guess-
Which did not win an award.
And I think we
It's
should
a different video
also
game.
I think we should also acknowledge the honorable mentions in the last one for best
Oh
licensed game
yeah, we
was
forgot to do that.
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is a very fun game.
Yeah, I still need to play more of it. Although I've actually been going back and playing the original, the complete saga, the original OG version.
Oh yeah, no, I played that endlessly as a kid.
Yeah,
and
oh my
the new
gosh.
one was a nice trip down memory lane, but also a very refreshing. Would you call it a remake? No,
Yeah.
no, it's a totally different game.
Yeah, it's basically a different game, but also I think the originals were like the first game I ever 100%ed ever.
I think oh well, no, there were some Disney games that definitely 100%ed back then.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, the honorable mention for best remake or re-release was the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. These look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially since they were re-released again this year on Switch and PlayStation, and were they released on Xbox?
That's a good question. I don't know if they were.
I don't know.
I think it was consoles that they were talking about. So I think it might have been. It might have been just the re-release was because it was originally just on PC.
Yeah, and then it was moved to. I know it was PlayStation and Switch only, but let me see if it was on Xbox.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to get into the early Final Fantasy games through the Pixel remasters. Except for 6. 6, I'm actually playing the original SNES version because I've heard that I prefer the localization in the original version. the Ted Woolsey one.
It does not seem they do not seem to be on Xbox at the moment.
Dang, that's a bummer.
That's
honestly.
rough.
Yeah, a lot of games have been doing that. They've just been skipping Xbox releases.
Yeah, which is anyway. I could talk. I was like, that's a shame because Sony objectively treats games worse. Anyway.
Well. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the next one. We do need to get through all of these before the hour is up, especially if we want to continue playing video games.
True.
But what if we don't actually like playing video games?
I do.
Stream just ends.
As we discussed previously on different podcast episodes, not everyone at GameCola actually likes playing the games they play.
But a
Best
lot
new
of people like cats,
As
evidenced by this year's Best New Character winner.
Yes.
I only know one of these.
I don't
Do
actually.
you only know one of what? Cats? You only know one cat?
Of these two cats, particularly. I was one of the people who played Stray on day one because it was on PS Plus, and I wanted to play the cat game. And I did, and it's lovely because you can run around and be a nuisance and scratch up furniture and meow. And so that's why it's the best character of the year. Because it meows a lot. Repeatedly. At least when I'm holding the controller.
Paul's article on the.
I have no idea what game this one.
Yeah, I actually had not heard of this other one.
I was reading this and I was just like, it's just anyone who has a cat talking about their cat.
Yeah. Also, not safe for work, actually.
Honorable mention was Voldo from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Indeed.
Cool fight, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think I got that far.
Let's continue on.
Best
With-
story. And the winner is Return to
Chronicles
Monkey
3.
Island.
Wait.
You shut up. You'll get your time in the spotlight. Return to Monkey Island for best story. Yeah, this was a very heartwarming story, I will say. The ending, I know, is very controversial, and as Paul later stated in this article, we will be arguing about it for years to come, and I can't wait for that. The story is very heartfelt, and it's very it turns things around on the player, which I think is very clever and creative. Although the execution could have been a little bit stronger, could have had a little more build up, because it really just pulls the rug right from under you without any warning. But at the same time, it's like I understand what it was going from, and at the very end of it, you get a heartfelt letter from the developers that like pretty much explains like what they wanted to accomplish with this game, and I think they did that. They just wanted to have a heartfelt romp that was make you appreciate the journey more than the destination.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the honorable mention was Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah.
Which
James.
no one here knows anything about.
If Diana were here, she would also be very upset.
Well, she ain't, so...
Yeah, but I
Nominated
am.
it.
But
If
I
you
am.
had nominated it as Xenoblade Chronicles, I might have voted
That
for
is
it.
true, I
Gosh,
probably...
dang it, Joe. I'm going to be doubly upset for myself and Diana.
But you have also talked about Xenoblade Chronicles at length on the GameCola podcast,
This
hashtag the
is-
GCPC.
This is very true, and
So
at some point, my Xenoblade, my Tunoblade article will be going up eventually.
Right, my time to talk about a video game. So let me just have a quick look and see what good video game I get to talk about. Oh,
Remember, Joe, you have
Oh.
less than an hour.
Yep.
Oh no! I would like to thank the GameCola Awards for giving me an excuse to continue playing every single bad Pokemon game that gets made.
So
I
all
think
of them. Oh!
Pokemon used to win fairly regularly, like, or at least best portable game.
Yeah.
Back when that was one of the major categories. But no, I mean, I think a lot of people consider me the Pokemon apologist, probably. I do like this series. I do have perhaps an unhealthy attachment with it. And I did enjoy parts of Scarlet and Violet. I did enjoy. I don't regret.
Unhealthier than Mega Man?
No, that's a healthy relationship because Mega Man does not hurt me.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
When is Mega Man?
I've been
When have I just
reading what
Zero,
you've been
one
writing
through
about
zero, one, and
Battle
2. Mega Man
Network
0, 1, and
lately.
2.
How about that period where Mega Man went away for 7 years?
How's
That's a
that
lack
Mega
of-
Man movie coming along?
Does Mighty Number 9 count?
This isn't Mega Man hurting me. This is you guys hurting me about Mega Man.
I can use
Anyway.
Mega Man as a weapon. That's ironic.
Anyway, my point is that even though there are some good parts of Scarlet and Violet, and I would not fault anyone for enjoying their time with it, like it is just in it is in an unacceptable state. Like the state from just like putting your game together, it's just not acceptable. It's just not okay. And hopefully, every year we hope it gets better. We'll see if it ever does. Yeah, there's not too much more to say about it.
As the internet might say, the absolute state of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this franchise, you may even say. I do hope that one day it will be good again in all parts.
I liked Arceus.
Yes.
That side of it.
Yes, but just like holistically, you can trust it to be good. I wait for that day once again, but in the meantime, it will continue to be fodder for this award. I think as these scroll by, was it Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl last year? Yeah.
It was.
Ouch.
I think I also wrote that article.
Yeah.
When I finished this, I sent Jetty the meme of like the one where there's like the one person talking and the guy who's like really dejected, and it's like time to write the new article about how bad Pokemon was this year, Joseph. It was like, yes, Jetty. What was the honorable or dishonorable? We should have written. I should have had Jetty write.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny enough, I love Kingdom Hearts and I love played it on PlayStation like during the
That
pandemic.
is funny.
The entire
Hilarious.
the entire series. But oh my god, the cloud versions, it's like it's weird because it's like I expected them to I know Kingdom Hearts 3 when they said they're bringing out the Switch, I expected that to be a cloud version. That was gonna be fine. And then but the first few games, like the collections, those were on PS3. So I don't know why they decided to make those cloud versions.
And technically they were on PS2 before that. And also, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I just noticed Kingdom Hearts 2 was most disappointing for like 2006 or something. Really?
It what?
Apparently.
I missed it.
I
missed it too. Hang on, it'll come back in a minute.
back.
But since it was Kingdom Hearts, I was like, wait a minute, why did that win most disappointing?
It must have been Chain of Memories or something.
No, it was Kingdom Hearts 2.
What?
Is
Well, we
that
gotta go back in
right?
Joe,
time.
explain
I'll
yourself.
need to go back and we need to go
I
back
was
and
not
check
a part
the
of
validity
GameCola in
this.
2006.
Explain
Yeah,
how you let this
2006.
happen.
It's right here. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts
Okay.
2, 2006, most
What?
disappointing. What?
So-
Okay, we
Someone
can't get
was
too hung up
upset.
on this.
Sorry.
We could at some point we could have a stream or a podcast just going through all of GameCola's past award winners, but we have to keep going.
Yeah.
But either way, Kingdom Hearts series relies too much on frame by frame like input reaction time, and with the input lag on the cloud versions, it's basically, I wouldn't say unplayable, but it's definitely not as satisfying. And especially considering how there's amazing cloud versions of the Resident Evil games on Switch, that have like very little input delay. This is like unacceptable. Moving on.
Funniest game. What a shocker.
Return to Monkey Island. This game is friggin' hilarious, and you don't get humor like this in games a lot, especially for like somewhat mainstream, big budget or big studio releases. Yeah, a very funny script, a lot of fourth wall breakings. That's very tasteful. It's not like like the game stops to break the fourth wall or anything. It's just like it's all like in passing. The humor's very nonchalant and dry. It's like if Bill Murray made a game. And it's great.
That's an interesting. That gives me a very interesting mental image. Bill Murray making a video game.
Wasn't there a Groundhog Day video game?
If there was, I gotta look into it and play it on a live stream.
It was VR, so
A sequel. It was like a sequel. We can't get too wrapped up in this, but there was like a sequel to Groundhog Day that was a video game. I watched someone play. I watched clips of someone playing it, and it was actually like pretty well put together.
Interesting.
But that's for another time. What is the next winner?
Honorable mention.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Honorable mention.
We gotta be quick with these honorable mentions though, so that we can get through this.
Honorable mention was Trombone Champ. Is a rhythm game where you play a trombone, and it's hilarious to watch. That's it.
Yep.
It's like if Wii Music had good. Oh God, I'm talking some more. Oh my God.
By the way, hi Anna.
Yay!
Hi Anna.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Monkey Island was great.
Best multiplayer, The Quarry. Oh my God, the multiplayer options in this game, it's like mind-boggling. If you go through the menus and be like, oh my God, there's options to play multiplayer for like some local, some online, all local, all online. If you only want to play one chapter, if you only just want to see like one character's POV, it's incredible how many multiplayer options there are. It's so easy to just like, if you want to like watch the whole thing, if you want to go through the whole thing, if you want to like speed up or just make decisions and see a result like instantly. It's so cool. Great for the interactive movie he's set up. And honorable mention was TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an arcade beat 'em up. How can you go wrong with the multiplayer, especially when you have more than 4 people playing? It's amazing. Super satisfying. I'm talking some more and more.
John,
Jeez.
You've been doing so many articles. Or so many little blurbs.
Cyberpunk 2077 for biggest improvements. Yeah, this is quite impressive. As I said in this article, I conducted an experiment where I borrowed a friend of mine's PS4 copy he got at launch, and I unplugged the Ethernet cable from my PS5 just so I could see how bad it was at launch, just on the disc. And my God, it was not fun at all. It's like it was playable, but it was like there's a laughable amount of glitches and whatnot, and like a lot of aliasing, and it just looked ugly and dull, and the frame rate was like so slow and choppy. It was just like not satisfying to like even move around in the game. And then after I conducted the updates and the upgrades, it was like basically a completely different game. Even like the menu, like UI setup and options was completely rehauled and changed. It was staggering how improved this game was over time.
Maybe one of these
Should have
days-
been like that at launch, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they did put in the work. They did put in the work. It was just a game that was like a victim to overhyped marketing and just
development rush. Yeah.
development rush from the publishers and all legal and lawyer stuff that a lot of people that are smarter than us can probably explain better.
Yep.
But
I should really I don't know. I don't know if I want to replay it because I played it when it came out and it just didn't really hold my attention. It wasn't like bugs or anything, although I think I talked on a podcast about some rather funny ones I'd experienced. I had it on PC, so I think I had it like the best out of anybody on any platform. Or of all the platforms, I think PC had it best for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. The main thing for me, honestly, stopping me from wanting to play it again is its install size. It's like I do not have enough space to install it on my SSD, and putting it on my spinning hard drive is like painfully slow.
It is a chunker. Honorable mention
You
was
specifically said like you were not going to stream this game as part of the awards because of how big the files
Exactly,
are.
because I was like, yeah, it's like, listen, it's near the end of the month. We could end up hitting our data cap just from me downloading this one game.
Honorable mention was Star Wars: The Old Republic, a Star Wars MMO that has been going strong for 10 years, and I recently bought it at a Goodwill for $6.
Nice.
And I have not played it yet.
All right, and that's the section 1. We're halfway through, guys. We're an hour in. We're halfway.
Halfway.
Only half an hour in.
Oh, okay. I guess we played Quirtle for longer than I. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
I was mistaken.
All right, but I think there's some. There's some repeats in here too, so we can kind of skip past those if they're a repeat.
All right. Well, the first one is not a repeat.
Reader's Choice Award, Elden Ring for Game of the Year. And yeah, this was the big mainstream Game of the Year winner. And I concur. It is an excellent game. It's like if Breath of the Wild wanted to kill you some more.
Excuse me, John. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know what you're talking about.
Joe hasn't played that game yet, so it doesn't exist.
Of course.
This is true. That is how it works.
But yeah, Elden Ring is excellent. I played a good amount of it so far, but not a lot. But the world design is beautiful. It runs at a smooth 60 frames per second in performance mode. It's a Souls game that's open world, and it has amazing exploration that like catches your attention. It's like, oh, what's over there? What's over there? Oh, cool items. Like you're constantly getting new stuff. It's very addicting to play, and the boss fights are super challenging and super rewarding when you figure them out. This game's great. Absolutely stunning.
Heck yeah.
Honorable mention was Pokemon Legends Arceus, the actual good Pokemon game that came out that year.
Yep. Ooh, best indie game. You know what this is going to be.
Best indie game, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. We've been over this. This game is amazing. Yep. I also love how the attention to detail in this game, where it's like you'll just like walk into an area and the foot soldiers are literally just like acting like normal citizens. Are like, I think there's a part where one's literally at a water cooler just chilling, and then he sees you coming. He's like, "Oh crap!" and he gets his weapons out ready to fight.
Nice. That's just
cool.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then,
this is
honorable
this game's
mention
excellent.
Is Signalis, which is a game I've been playing. I still haven't beaten it. Like think I'm right at the end, but it's gotten like really hard, and I'm very low on ammo. So I'm just like, it's gotten really labyrinthine at the very end. But it's kind of like if Silent Hill and Resident Evil made a top-down game.
Okay, excuse me while I immediately put this game onto my wish list.
It's awesome. You can even put on like a CRT filter that's like super like very atmospheric. Although don't get it on Switch if you want to have the CRT filter, because it like tanks the frame rate on Switch.
I never put on CRT filters.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah, actually just overall the performance on Switch, it's weird because the game renders at a resolution that feels like a PS1 game, and yet like there's definitely some serious slowdown, I think, from all the shaders and the atmospheric effects going on in the game. So like clearly it's rendering at a higher resolution and then like scaling it down or something internally, but like it has the aesthetic of like a PlayStation 1 game. It's super fun. It is very much a survival horror kind of game, but from a top-down perspective, and it combines a lot of elements of both Resident Evil and Silent Hill, where basically a lot of the lore is optional by looking at like posters or notebooks or journals just lying around in the world, and then it adds them to like a file screen, just like in Resident Evil, where you can refer to them, etc. There's puzzle solving. It's really, really cool, and again, fantastic for an indie game.
Beautiful. I will check it out.
Yeah, it's great.
Next up,
best mobile game. Hey, we've seen this.
So we can skip it.
It's fun.
That's great. We just had a fun run this game where we all played it for the first time.
Yeah.
It was fun. Very good.
First
good
time
teamwork.
for me. I've played it many times.
Okay. Honorable mention: Marvel Snap. Blue.
Mhm.
It's a fun card game with characters I like.
Nice.
It's good.
And of course, best game of 10 years ago is Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward, or as we at GameCola seem to like to call it, 10 10 10.
10.
Yes, this is a very Game Cola winner, I think.
It is.
This
is
such
on
a good
brand.
game.
I
It's-
absolutely love this game
This
A
game
so
is
visual-
much.
great.
A visual novel mystery game I have yet to play. I haven't even played the original, but I have them on Steam. So
John, I know what we're playing through next.
Oh God, no.
I want to join for that.
Nah, I'm sorry. Like, honestly, though, like, given our pace with Danganronpa, I would not want to make this a series because God knows you should experience this game sooner rather than later.
That is a good point.
So,
We
yeah.
also have a playthrough of this.
Yeah,
We
that
do.
took us what 10 years to finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, I think this game
Well,
might
we
have
still
taken
haven't
longer.
done Zero Time Dilemma, so
Not take you 10 years to finish the playlist, though.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
willing-
but the fact that it took like 10 years to finish the playthrough of the game, I was like, man, that's right. And I thought Danganronpa took a long time, or is
we
taking
need
a
to
long time.
we need to do the third game.
Yeah, 11, 11, 11.
Yes, because we don't have one.
Yep,
It's so
that's
sad.
I need to go back and replay Zero Time Dilemma because I
Well-
can't remember if I thought it was a good game or a bad game.
Well, I can head up a playthrough, and you can be there, and it will be good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for best game of 10 years ago was Little Inferno, a
Oh,
game I
that's
have
right.
not
I
played.
also love Little Inferno. That
That
one
game was- You go ahead, Blue.
Joe. Did
Joe, you
oh,
cut out there.
it
Oh,
was
sorry. No,
scary.
I stopped
Was it-
talking.
Oh,
I
no,
stopped
I
talking
killed
because Blue
him.
was talking.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear what you said.
Oh, it just I that game was all over the place when it came out. It was everywhere.
It was. I think it's by the same people who did World of Goo, and then they later did
Mhm.
like Human Ink. It was the humor in it is fun. It's like dystopia corporation buy stuff and then just throw it in your little fireplace
in
and burn it. And it was hilarious and also depressing, and it was great. I like it.
We should also note that GameCola's Game of the Year in 2012, 10 years ago, was Journey on PlayStation.
Journey's
No,
great too.
No, no, don't talk about the dark times.
I have not played Journey yet, and I definitely will soon.
Yeah, John, that's the problem.
What?
Hey, Terrence Atkins really liked that game.
The problem with Journey was that everybody heard that it was a good video game, and so everybody voted it for like their
Oh,
third pick.
That's
And then
right.
it won Game of the Year, but none of us had actually
played
played it.
Oh no.
So, John, that is when you say like, "Oh yeah, I heard that was good, but I haven't played it yet." Like, yeah, there's the problem
we
right there.
noticed.
Best game of 20 years ago. Oh god, all three of us could gush about this game. Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. So I got. We
Why
talked-
all three? Like, we're just throwing me out in the wind here.
Well,
I will exactly haven't heard you gush about Kingdom Hearts in the past.
Right, but you said
mean,
all three,
it's funny
as if you
'cause-
weren't excluding me.
yeah, and also
You're not
let's-
here, get
also,
out.
I'll be honest, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts since the PS2, and I don't think I ever beat that game. I think
yeah.
I got to Agrabah and then just like stopped playing because I hated like the bosses at that point. I was having such a hard time with the game, but I was also like, much
I will confirm that on the original PS2 version, the bosses are significantly less forgiving than they
Yeah.
are in the current remaster.
I spent like days on the big lizard thing. Ugh.
Yes, in the Tarzan one.
Oh yeah, the
Tarzan
chameleon where-
boss. That was what I actually stopped playing that game for 2 years, and then came back and managed to
okay.
finally beat it, and then moved on to Agrabah. And I
Then
was
yes,
like, this
I
sucks too.
get that feeling exactly, because that is what happened to me.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and play the original PS2 version after completing the remaster, especially on the hardest difficulty.
Oh man.
So I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe it's
just
a game
stop
that
by
gets
my
better
house.
with
I've
age.
got the original copies. We still
I
have
got
our-
them too.
Oh, nice.
Me too.
Hey, you should still stop by. We could play the Lego Star Wars games on
How
original
about you
PS2.
come to my house? Keep always wanting me to go to the States.
Alright. The honorable mention is Animal Crossing, which, man, the original... Dang, that was 20 years ago the original Animal Crossing came out.
The best part about this game is that it comes with 10 NES games, and that's all I have to say about it.
Yep. More if you
Earlier
have e-reader or
when
something,
we
right?
saw Kingdom Hearts 2 on the thing, I thought that I had somehow, like, I misremembered and thought I somehow got Kingdom Hearts 2. I nominated that as best game of 20 years ago
Yeah.
for a few minutes, and I was like, wait, that math doesn't add up. I somehow indelibly ruined the GameCola awards forever.
I also just noticed when it scrolls back up again, look at the best game of 20 years ago from like 2004 is 3 games instead of 1.
It was a tie.
Like there's yeah, I guess so. So it was a 3-way tie between Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid, and Final Fantasy VI, which are all like very valid choices actually for
They're all amazing.
1994. I just
Things
love
were
it.
definitely not standardized back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably also wise, but I was just like, it's funny. That's the only one that has multiple entries. All right, let's.
All right, best game of 30 years ago. Feel
Super
old
Mario
yet.
Kart.
All right, this is a game I will say does not do it justice to play this game on Virtual Console. Either whether
That
on
is
Switch
true.
Online or on the Wii or Wii U Virtual Console or just emulation on your computer, which I'm not going to act like doesn't exist. But my God, playing this game on an actual Super Nintendo with the controller and on a CRT TV, it feels totally different. It is a much more satisfying game aimed to play on original hardware with a CRT television. It's incredibly fun, super fun. It's like Super Mario Kart fun, if you will. It's Mario Kart. What else can you say?
Yep.
Anyone else?
I agree with everything you said.
Yep. Hey, John, this is Scott from the future, and I just wanted to tell you that Super Mario Kart is just okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm glad there's a game store near me that actually has a Super Nintendo on display, and I always, whenever I show up, I always play Super Mario Kart on that thing,
Nice.
just to feel something.
Yeah, they used to have that in the town I
should
grew
try
up
playing
in.
it. I don't think I ever played it on my actual SNES.
It's cheap.
Blasphemy.
Honorable mention was Kirby's Dream Land. Wait. On Game Boy. I was gonna say. I was gonna be like, I don't know why I was thinking that was just Super Nintendo games.
Yeah. You were thinking of
Best
Kirby
Super
Superstar.
Nintendo game.
All right.
Staff of the year, this freaking guy.
Yep, this guy. Who is this guy?
You guys need to stop voting for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
decided
look at the crawl here.
I didn't. I hate you.
Look at the crawl. Look how many times
Wow.
Joseph Martin wins.
Also,
I would
last
like to
year,
point out, I
last year
never
I didn't
have
vote for
voted
you.
for myself.
You didn't
Yes,
win.
last year it was Martin Joseph,
Martin
which
Joseph.
I still also have not condemned you for.
I will say Martin Joseph is the closest I've gotten to winning staff member of the year because it was a joke that Jenny and I came up with.
I won it once, and I was like, I always have to I never want to vote for myself, but I'm like, okay, Joseph Martin's always a safe bet, so we won 1,
Yeah,
2,
what is
3,
the etiquette of
4
voting for yourself?
years.
Because
I
I
think-
didn't.
I might be the journey of GameCola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody hears Joe's a really great guy. we all need to brag about our own what we're doing for GameCola more.
To be serious for 1 minute, though, Joe, you are the reason GameCola is still alive to this day, and you do an impeccable job of wanting to come up with new ideas and just being an overall great guy and very fun to talk to about video games. And we love you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I heard one solitary clap.
I just didn't want to peek my mic.
What honorable mention, of course, Blue Rider.
Blue Rider.
This is, I'm trying to think of the timeline of this, right? Because this is for the year 2022, which is the first full year, I think, right, Blue?
I think so. Yeah.
It's interesting because like you're a fairly recent addition to the GameCola proper, but
yeah.
I mean, you already feel like you've been here like as long as I have. Like you fit in so well. Your sense of humor is great.
Oh wow. Okay.
Thanks for hopping in with us officially.
How
Wait,
long
I
have
know.
you been with us officially?
Like 2 years, I
Since I
think.
moved to London.
Oh wow! Okay,
His first
'cause
podcast
I
was
was gonna
the
say,
first podcast
okay,
I did in London.
2 years feels about right. I was like, for a minute, I was like, he hasn't been here for only just 1 year, right? I was like, he's
It was his
I was
first
like, I
full
feel like
year.
I feel like he's been like he's like I can't remember when Blue wasn't here.
I got honorable mention last year too.
Nice.
But we didn't do this whole like talk through
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Of course,
Right.
everybody's great. I appreciate everybody who is stuck around with GameCola, who comes out to these streams, who comes out to the podcast, who does anything. Anyone in the chat, Anna, you're great too.
Yeah.
Okay, well now that you've almost made me cry, let's move on to Game of the Year.
Now that we've
Game
almost
of
made
the
Blue
year.
cry,
We'll
we're
have a
going to
lot-
nominate for next year.
Yeah.
Not if I have anything
All
to say
right.
about it.
And last but not least, I think this is the last one. Maybe not. I can't remember. Game of the
Game
year.
of the year. Return to Monkey Island.
What
Again,
a shocker.
Yeah, very on brand.
On brand for
Probably one of the most on brand decisions we could have done. We could have made at GameCola.
Yeah.
And Paul's not even in charge. How did this happen? What the heck? He still haunts us.
Anna in the chat. I'm just seeing the chat after the fact, and I just see Anna. Yay! Ew! Yay! Arg.
The full spectrum of human emotion.
Human emotions. The duality of Anna.
Yes.
The triality. It's three
Triality.
things.
Yeah.
Give Anna a little more credit. They're a lot more
There are three
complex
emotions.
than just two emotions.
There are three emotions.
You're gonna have a lot of complicated emotions when you just realize this is the first like Game of the Year podcast or live stream we've had where we actually talked about the awards.
We've done ones where we played more of the games, but you played most of the games on that one. So
Yeah. And to be honest, I played a lot of the newest games this year, so I'll probably be talking some more next year.
I do have a few. I'm up to what? I'm up to 3 now. Mega Man Battle Network Collection. Pokemon Sleep. No, there's got to be a third. What else have I played this year?
I'm just saying, I can't wait to hijack next year's awards and give Spider-Man everything.
Oh yeah, that I will be on your side for that probably.
Either Spider-Man or the game that shall not be mentioned until Joe plays it, which probably won't be until the awards of next year are
next
done.
July.
So it won't win anything.
Those extra 6 months are going to be really good for making sure I actually play it. Look, I'm almost halfway through Mega Man Battle Network Collection after 60 hours of playing.
And is it
and you haven't
gonna
even
be
done the
Game of
post
the
games
Year?
yet.
Is it going to be Game of the Year? Probably not. It. Well,
I would okay. I still need to play more Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, but you know what? I'm gonna be I right now. I mean, I'm gonna be voting for the DLC expansion to here. Sorry, Joe. Blade.
Yes, thank you.
The DLC expansion to
Appreciate
Blade. And then also the Ghost Trick HD. Definitely. Oh my god. Anyway.
And we've talked about the core. So is that everything?
That's everything.
You
Yeah.
don't put anything below?
Yep.
Who wants to play some Mario Kart?
Related and stuff.
The quarry was almost good.
And thank you, Jetty, our veteran staff member that is
Jeditor-in-chief.
still active,
Oh,
for putting these awards together and organizing everything. We love you, Jetty.
Yep.
We wish
Wherever
we could
you
vote for
are.
you. We wish we could vote for you for staff member of the
Hopefully
year,
not.
but
Yeah, this is-
don't let us.
This is the problem. Jetty started winning the award, and then he graduated himself to Jeditor-in-chief, so he wouldn't be able to vote for him anymore.
And he took over.
But he won't let me do the same thing.
Well, clearly, you guys just need to swap positions. We need to have.
No, I don't want to. I don't want all that response. Like if something happened to the website, I would be completely lost.
That is fair.
I think at
Jetty
some point
has
I
made,
did
like,
I
custom
did like,
code.
hey, if somebody could like tell me how to operate the website, I could like try, but like I make no promises.
Yeah. I think let's play. I know we're going a little over what we were originally planning in terms of how we're dividing this up. I'm also not 100% confident I'm going to be able to stream this the Christmas game. I think let's just devote some time to Mario Kart, and then if we have time, we can celebrate a little Christmas.
All
In
right.
I just realized that I could also stream the quarry because I literally already did part of it. So
Yeah,
But
that's
let's start with some Mario Kart. Let's get that going. Who wants to play with James first?
Me.
All
Okay.
right.
So we'll keep you entertained as we're getting this set up.
All right.
What is some of how do you feel about let's look at some of the past Game of the Year winners too while we're looking at this.
All right.
James, can you keep this up while you're getting set up?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually pulled my Switch out of the dock.
and
so
I
I'm gonna
played
get things-
Mario Kart with James.
We got Pokemon X and Y as a winner, right? Like Pokemon used to win awards. I'm telling you.
I mean, it won awards this year.
Well, like you know what I mean,
Certainly
John.
did.
John, you know what I mean.
I know.
You know what I mean.
And you know what I mean too.
He's won. That's good. It deserved it.
Yeah. Something I think we should do. It's interesting. Oh yeah, so Kingdom Hearts won, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 got most disappointing. That's really interesting. I definitely want to do
because Paul is a person.
Yeah. Oh, did Paul? Did you look up and see that Paul wrote
I
it?
did, and now I have to fight him.
I think this is the most angry I've ever heard you.
Wait, what happened?
Paul wrote the
ruined
article.
my life.
Paul wrote the article of, or the bit of Kingdom Hearts 2 being most disappointing.
Oh, I see.
He wrote a review and he wrote the thing in the Game of the Year awards for that year.
I definitely at some point want to do like a comparison of Game of the Year winners and best game of 10 years ago, best game of 20 years ago.
Yeah, I've been sort of looking at them as we go through, and I'm like, there are some interesting like shifts here. Like people got around to playing a game and were like, oh right, this one is actually good. People weren't lying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, it's interesting like which ones would have won like both, right? Like which ones won 10 years ago and Game of the Year.
Yeah.
In its original year. I don't know if there's that many.
I don't know either.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think.
We've
So
got-
what was it?
We
This
got this set up, by the way.
Got it.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. I can't see it because I don't have my stream pulled. Like I don't have the game capture open, so it's in the dock, so I can't see anything.
Like, yeah, Journey definitely did not win again, obviously. Will we vote? I don't think we're going to vote Pokemon X and Y next year. I have a feeling. Super Smash Brothers for Wii U might win. That one could win again. I don't know. Have you swapped it? I'm still seeing the normal
I was
screen.
waiting
I don't
until we were
think
done
so.
discussing things.
Yeah, no, I will say Smash for Wii U has not aged well if you go from Ultimate back to it for a bit. It's like it feels it's like when you go from Melee to Brawl, it feels very slow and floaty. It's like shocking how slow and floaty Smash 4 feels.
Huh.
Yeah. But like I think even still, like even if it's not like, you know, Smash Ultimate is certainly like more like I don't think there are many people who would be like, wow, Smash 4 way better than Smash Ultimate.
No.
But like Smash 4 really was a return to form.
There are people who hate Steve, so they might.
Well, yeah. So okay, so that's a very specific
He's
demographic. But
banned
fair
in
point.
my province.
That is a very
Your
vocal
province.
minority.
Yes,
That's a very
I looked
vocal
at a map
minority
of the
I have not
country, and
encountered.
like in my province specifically, he's banned.
But like, what about like, but like not in the adjacent provinces?
In some of them, but not all of them. So it's funny that mine is one of them.
But like it really was like a return to form for like after Brawl. I think there was a lot of trepidation. Hey, Merc. By the way.
Yeah, in the chat. Woo.
And thanks for coming out, Anna. We're ready to switch to Mario Kart if you guys are ready. We can keep. I think we'll probably keep talking about video games.
All right.
No,
as
you
you
have to
play.
stay silent for Mario Kart. It is sacred.
All right, here we go. All right, we want to do match race.
Oh my goodness,
I
it's
want to
real.
do battle mode.
Battle mode. Oh
Battle
no.
mode.
I'm
It
no
is
good at
what
battle
you
mode.
mentioned specifically on the article. So.
All right,
That
well,
makes sense.
I guess we can do it.
Is this okay?
So the scary thing is going to be when I have played the best game of 30 years ago. I'm not there yet, but I will be. Like it's not that far off.
John,
I mean,
remind me, are
you
characters
can
different
play-
in Super Mario Kart, or is everyone the same?
I
I
think there
could
are
not tell you.
differences, but I'm not
I think
sure.
it's just weight differences.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's minimal.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
Mark, it is the best game from 30 years ago winner, Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, I've played this, so
This is definitely, what, 20 years ago?
Oh, all right.
2002.
That's me, sorry.
This is like, yeah, 20 years ago we're just now getting into the era of when I started playing video games. Although now with Mega Man Battle Network, I've got a whole nother set of video games that I can add to my nominations.
Are there no CPUs in this one?
Well, actually,
Oh, sure.
luckily I think the games get better because I don't know if I could nominate Battle Network 1.
See, it hurt you. Just like we said.
Well,
I've been watching you complain.
Actually, Battle Network 2, I had more problems with than Battle Network 1. I think part of it was with Battle Network 1. For all of them, I wasn't playing like to complete them. I
Dang
was
it, I
just kind of
shot a
playing
red
to get
shell
the
at you and it
credits.
didn't hit me.
Not like ignoring too much, but like, I'm also not like going out of my way to collect extra stuff. And I think in that sense, it kind of some of the worst parts of it. And it's also just shorter. But like Battle Network 2 is when it starts asking you to like, there's an NPC somewhere in the entire game world. Good luck.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And they even have that for free a little
Which
bit
one?
too.
Or did you get up to where they split it Pokemon style?
Yes, I'm on 3. But it's more like red and blue and green, where I think white was like based on an update, like a fixed update version in Japan, and then they just made it 2 different versions in the United States or something. I don't know. I wasn't there for it, and I've just read things about it, and it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
but I don't think there's huge differences between them, to be honest. But right now I'm about halfway through. Well, actually, I don't know how far through, but I'm deep in the paint on Battle.net.
Oh, I got it.
Got it. Whoa.
Whoa.
It's just like, this is like, you gotta give it credit, right? Like, Super Mario Kart is the foundation for so many racing games, right? Like, basically any racing game.
Mark says the volume of the game might be a little.
Did you get that, James and John?
Yeah, it's the
Mostly
foundation
James.
of all racing.
No.
The volume's
the volume of the game audio is a little loud.
Yeah, Joe.
Well, I can't let up now or he'll get me.
Well, you can pause.
Hit the volume button on the
Oh, okay.
Hit the,
Hang on.
Hit the volume button on the Switch.
All right, try that.
There's a big plus button right there.
All right, try that now.
Let us know, Merc.
I keep holding the item button, thinking he's gonna hold it behind him.
Yeah, me too.
Like any kart racer that wasn't
Kart
like
racing
trying to be
wasn't even a
realistic.
genre.
But like any racing game that wasn't trying to be realistic.
Yeah, like even
I feel like
Rumble Racing is.
I mean, like, I get, like, later you get I assume F-Zero came out after this.
No, F-Zero was a launch title.
Oh, F-Zero was, okay. So maybe F-Zero a bit, but I feel like more games are inspired by
Nintendo
Mario
definitely
Kart.
likes one of those series more.
Well, people, like, I don't understand this. I feel like that eventually you gotta be running out of people who can buy Mario Kart 8, and yet, like, the same number of people buy it every year.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe
Every year, the
like,
same number of people buy it every week.
But I mean, just like on the scale of like how the sales are reported, right? Like there's seasonal variation. Like there's a spike in December every year, for example. But like year by year, it's basically the same number of people buying Mario Kart 8, and that's wild to me. Like,
yeah, that doesn't like. What is happening there? Like, does it come bundled with the Switch? Is that it? I didn't get.
Only on Black Friday.
Are people like breaking their Switches and getting a new one?
Yeah,
I mean,
Mario Kart is a
Aw.
house. Yeah,
Man,
It's
that was a
household
complete.
name, bro.
That was ridiculous. I couldn't even.
It's
hit
just weird that like the number doesn't go down. It like stays the same. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It's just the same.
right, like
It's a money laundering scheme. That's what it is.
But yeah, it's interesting, like, just how... Because, like, even, like, it's the kind of game that, like, you know, you get all these licensed games, right, where they make, like, a Mario Kart clone, basically.
Get out of my face.
And that's, like, that's how fun... That's one of those, like, proof in the pudding of, like, imitation is the highest form of flattery. Sincere is... That's what it is. Like that, Mario Kart is definitely like.
Why'd you have to pick the one with the ice physics?
Chaos.
But I also do kind of feel like that, even though Super Mario Kart, like, clearly foundational, clearly fantastic for its time, I do also feel like that Mario Kart 64 is kind of what...
I do prefer Mario Kart.
I think
because they had this to build on.
Yeah, I think Mario Kart 64, and this is not true of all Nintendo 64 games by a long shot, but Mario Kart 64 I feel like holds up pretty well now, whereas like this, like you can see like how good it was and how fundamental it was, but it is
a little
rough.
jarring to look at it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
and to play it.
Yeah.
Like, and I get what John's saying about like when you play it in person, like it is different. It's optimized kind of for the SNES experience, and I could see that. But at the same time, like they refined so much after this to Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not like I feel like you see sometimes people will say things like that, and it's like, oh no, you just like grew up with the game. And I didn't quite grow up with Mario Kart 64. I did play it a little bit.
I grew up
back
with Mario
when-
Kart DS.
in the Double Dash was definitely like my main Mario Kart, but I did have a little bit of like I played video games just around. I started playing video games just around when the GameCube came out, and so there was still a period of the Nintendo 64 still being relevant, like culturally relevant, and so there was still Mario Kart 64 was part of that. But-
Rainbow Road, I think.
But Double Dash was definitely like my Mario Kart. Like it's the Mario Kart that I think of when I think of Mario Kart as a whole instead of like the most recent. Though I think Mario Kart 8 is definitely going to be for quite a long time like the archetypical Mario Kart. Like
It is
just
it's
from how
gonna
long
be
it's
the only
existed.
one that ever existed.
Yes, correct. You got it.
Oh,
Oh, so close.
Like, would it actually end up being bad for Nintendo if they released Mario Kart 9? Because then the like improbable steady stream of people buying 8 would like, decrease, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it is one of those things where it's like, at what point?
I don't know what's happening, so I can't.
that's why-
what would happen.
I
if
think
this-
that's why they decided to just double the length of Mario Kart 8. Essentially with the DLC. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Mark, I'm reading now. Yeah, Mario Kart 8 really just printing money? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Yeah. Mario Kart
Yeah.
64 battle mode is very
Oh.
cool. Shout out to Block Fort. And also the actual
Yeah.
tracks, I guess. Yeah, Block Fort, I think, was also like something that's, as battle mode, battle mode is kind of fallen by the wayside. That is, I think, probably the worst thing you can say about Mario Kart 8 is that.
The
battle
original
mode.
Mario Kart 8. Right now it's fine. It's the only thing
Okay.
the problem is that's mostly time based now because of the online functionality.
Right. So I had Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and I haven't gotten it for Switch. But I might need to because like it's getting to the point where it is a completely different game. But yeah, I remember the battle mode being like the main thing that was like keeping it from being like the Mario Kart for all time, of all time for all time.
So much shit.
Okay,
There
let's go through. We'll make John and James's brains work overtime as they're playing a video game.
Oh boy.
Oh hell yeah, I'm down.
Joey's
going
gonna
to-
become another statistic in the Mario Kart. I was thinking
Not yet, but I do
Do
think
it,
about, like, I do honestly, like, that is part of the reason why I have not purchased it.
I also do not own it. So.
But, like, I feel like it's coming for me eventually.
Yes!
Okay,
Get one hit on
what?
They'll actually put a block on their next console. You're not allowed to buy this console unless you own Mario Kart 8 on the Switch.
Okay,
John, you have control, by the way. The loser gets to
Okay.
pick the next thing.
alright, so let's
Let's
go through the Mario Karts and just get like a sense of how everybody feels about them. Right, so obviously Mario Kart, this one, Super Circuit, Super Mario Kart. Super Circuit is the Game Boy,
The title is on screen
which
right
is confusing. Well, it wasn't when I
Yeah,
started
it wasn't
speaking.
for us.
now. Okay.
I guess we've probably well tread this. Okay, so the next Mario Kart 64,
That's the
Blue and
one
I talked about
think
it.
of.
What do you
8 out of
guys?
10. 8 out of 10.
James, how do you feel about Mario Kart 64?
Mario Kart 64. Let's see. Considering 5 is average, I'd give it a 6.
Oh, really?
Okay, we don't have to do number. Like, I appreciate the 5 is average call out, but I was hoping for a little bit more discussion and not just
I
number.
played that a
It's the
bunch
one
with
I
a friend
grew
of
up with.
mine.
I cannot get used to the controls in 64. I don't know what about it is about it.
I tell you
just
what, I
don't-
sure can't get
that
used to the
shaped
controls in this
controller,
game.
maybe?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've got. Well, I had to pick the stage.
Yeah,
Blue-
when you're getting angry, it's...
Blue, brief side tangent.
Oh,
because this is
gosh.
an interesting question I think that I just thought of. What is the like when it comes to like when stuff is released, did Canada have like a delay in, or was it like basically the same time, like North America all at the same time?
Usually it's it varies from thing to thing. Sometimes like movies will be slightly different, but sometimes games will be like a few days. But usually it's mostly the same.
And it's not, but it's not usually like on the order of months or anything.
Not from. I can't think of any examples where that would be the case, except for like TV shows and stuff. TV shows are the bad one. There are shows that are have been available in America for like years that I still can't watch legally, like Young Justice.
Well, Canada's especially
Whoa.
weird about TV shows, I think, right?
Shocking,
Because
isn't it?
it's got a lot of rules about
Yeah.
like percentage of things that have
Yeah,
to
and
be
they're,
Canadian origin.
Yeah, and
Or
there's like the
something.
bill they're going through right now. I don't.
Oh, what are they doing now? I haven't heard about this.
Oh, you have to. So Canadians have to get sites or news from Canadian sites, basically. So they're like, hey Google, you have to show them Canadian sites as like a big part, like as big top of the screen. I don't know. SEO.
like the
something.
top search results in
Yeah,
Canada
that's
have
the
to
words
be
I was
Canadian
looking
news
for.
stories.
And Google's like, no, that would be stupid. And so the not president, my premier, is like going to war with Google, basically. It's really weird. I don't know if I explained all that properly or if I
Taking
even
all the hard
know what
courses,
is
John.
going on.
Mm.
Try to go back.
It's just
Well-
really weird, and I have only
Yeah,
been half.
Because I haven't heard anything about that, which I think is just like, you know, your kind of cultural media bubbles.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Because I mean, like, there's just, I'm sure America would do that if it thought.
The problem.
I was looking
is
at the wrong
that,
screen.
like, so much Canadian like art and stuff is like thought of as lesser, which is unfortunate and should not be the case.
Right, for sure.
Oh, a Canadian writer. Okay, so they're gonna write about indigenous people and their work is not as good as an American book. It's like, that's not going to be true 100%. And so
like, you
that's,
know,
that's
Canadians
just
also do
unfortunate.
lots of cool things. Like, a
Voice
Canadian
act,
is one of the
for the
most
most
important,
part.
like, astronauts.
Yeah, I was at the game convention and there was a bunch of voice actors and there was the guy from Mega Man and the guy from Hunter x Hunter.
Wait, which Mega Man?
The one I told you when you asked. I don't know. The weird one. Whichever one had Elect Man voice actor.
There
Powered
may be
up.
multiple.
Fully charged.
Fully charged.
Oh.
Okay, I remember. Yes, I remember us talking about this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely like Canadian animation is great.
Oh yeah, we had
I-
Cyber 6. That's like.
Oh, that was I think I knew that at one point, but I had
Sure.
forgotten.
So like we've got
But,
that. People can't
like-
take that
Oh,
away
no.
from us.
Like Total Drama Island.
Well, yeah, that is.
Oh, that's right. That was
Canadian, too.
Canadian.
Yeah, and 16
Yep, I
and
was-
Stoked.
That one I never watched.
Oh, Blue, do you know what Canadian show me and my company's responsible for distributing it in America?
Don't.
Murdoch Mysteries.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. My grandmother loves that show.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's their key demographic.
No, it definitely is. I am not arguing that. Checks out.
Grandma.
For a second, I thought you said Martin Mysteries, and I was like, that's not still on. I thought I loved it.
Yeah.
That is.
Mark, Cyber 6, not cyberspace. I don't know if that's I don't know.
Cyber Chase.
Are you thinking of Is Mark thinking of Cyber Chase?
That's why I was thinking he was.
Maybe.
That might be Canadian. I
I
don't
think
know. I don't
was
think it
Reboot-
is.
I wonder if
Canadian?
Cyber Chase was Canadian animated.
No, I don't think it was because Canadian animation, like usually when there's a Canadian production, like the whole thing has to be Canadian. And they have what's the name of the actor who plays Doc Brown in Back to the Future?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd voices the villain of Cyber Chase, and I don't think he's
I
Canadian.
keep forgetting that.
He still does. Cyber Chase is still on. Or at least it was like a year ago.
No,
They're still making it.
That
It's
show
so
was
Yeah,
on
I
when
heard
I was a
people
kid,
talking
20
about it.
years
it's
ago.
so bad. It's so bad right now. Like
That show
like
was
the
a thing
math-
when I was a kid.
no, I know. It's like
You're thinking
different.
of Aladdin.
It's different. Like it's not the same show, but it's like a continuous production. But like it's all Flash animated, which isn't necessarily bad, but gives you a sense of like the fact that it's been going on. But like I watched an episode and like literally it was about internet ducks flying south for the winter in cyberspace. But then like the only math thing, because like there was like problem solving, but it was all like just weird stuff. Like, oh, let's use this rope to move a street lamp because the ducks are flying toward it because they think it's the sun, or something stupid
If it
like that.
wasn't Canadian Beast, then I
Something
guess it can't
stupid.
be.
But the
Canadian
only
show.
math was like, there was one part where a character was like
Ah.
10, 20, 30, and it's like, Digit, you just counted by tens! And like, that was the only math in the whole thing.
Mm,
They didn't even follow up on that. It wasn't like a lesson or anything. It's not great. So, I would not recommend watching
They're focusing more on the story. The plot.
and
Plot is more important than anything else.
but anyway, that's a lot of Canadian. I watched some like Teletoon. Teletoon is Canadian.
Yep, that
Yeah,
is
it's like the main thing.
I have to like
Um,
figure out what things are because people will talk about like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and I'm like, okay, well, one of these means Teletoon, one of these means.
I don't think it does. Or I guess maybe in
mostly
general.
does.
Yeah, you're right.
There are weird cases where one was Nickelodeon but wasn't YTV and was Teletoon, and there's like ones
Yeah.
that are both. So it's very. It's always hard to determine what people mean when they say Nickelodeon or or Cartoon Network. It takes me an extra like 10 seconds to be like, okay, right, yes.
I'm reading like children's shows these days. Like all they know is plot, magic, and the power of friendship.
Oh no.
And then said this is a joke.
I actually like Steve Universe. No.
That's not Canadian though, so you're
No, it's
being
not.
not patriotic right now.
I'm sorry, Stormhawks being.
Oh, Stormhawks. Stormhawks was fantastic.
Yeah, that's Canadian for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of shows that were Canadian and I just didn't know at the time.
Nature Reddit did a whole video on a bunch of them, and I was like, yeah, I watched all of these.
Cause I'm trying to think. I feel like there were some Canadian shows on JetX, which I don't know if you got JetX.
That sounds right,
I was
too.
so close. All right, I'm not playing.
And I don't
Valve.
I'm
remember
trying to remember if Reboot is Canadian.
I don't
DK Jr.'s
know.
my character.
That might have. Wasn't that on JetX too? I don't know.
Cause
Jetix.
well, actually,
Yeah.
okay. No, cause I think Yin Yang Yo was Disney. I think it was Disney original.
No, that was
But
Sonic
was it?
Thanksgiving.
What? Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, got it. Took me a second. But because I know, because Corey in the House did the theme song, so it's probably Disney original. But it definitely kind of had the. Oh, was Get Ed Canadian?
That sounds right. But I can't
the show-
remember.
Oh.
This show was definitely not Canadian, but one show I remember fondly from Jetix was Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce.
Yes, that was good. That was a good one. Jimmy Two Shoes. That was definitely Canadian.
Oh, was it? Oh
It
yeah.
had to be. It had to be.
I know
It had
Jacob
such a Teletoon
Tutu
vibe.
What's that supposed to mean, Joe?
Jacob
Jacob
Tutu.
what?
Jacob Tutu.
I don't know that.
It's like uber Canadian. It was based on like Canadian children's books, and then the kid plays hockey. So I assume it like was like super Canadian and didn't air in America.
Yeah, it was Canadian, produced by Jimmy Two Shoes, Canadian-based companies Breakthrough Entertainment, Mercury Filmworks, and Elliott Animation.
That's great. I actually really.
And it
like
aired
that
on
one.
Teletoon.
Yeah.
Jimmy Two Shoes. Jimmy Two Shoes has two fantastic, completely different theme songs for a show of its style.
Yeah.
Like it's not like an anime where they get a new theme song every season or something. Usually they're just two completely different, really good theme songs.
Yep.
It was also a very strange show. I had a hard time grokking the premise as a
It
kid.
was it's because they didn't do like. I think the pilot is
Jesus
actually
Christ.
lost media.
What's that?
Why
Oh,
don't
maybe.
choose this course? It
Yeah.
sucks.
I don't know, man. The dirt on the sides is actually
There's-
really it
When I
slows you
was
down way
growing up,
more
there
than
was
on
like
other
a big
courses.
trend of children's cartoons not doing a first episode of how everything
Right.
started.
That was like
so-
the first episode.
and that was
just,
like really extra. Like it just threw you in this universe and pretended like you knew what was going on, which I appreciate actually. I'm fine with that. I actually prefer that most of the time over people like over explaining everything to you. Like, I can get context. I'm a smart
We did
boy.
it. We did it, James.
We
went
both
to the-
fell in the
We
water.
went into the lake.
Merc is asking if wasn't Sailor Moon's first dubbed by a Canadian company.
I
Is
have
that
no
true?
idea. I've never watched Sailor Moon.
I have.
We did Spider Riders, and we did the theme song, and it's like the best thing ever.
I've never heard of this, but it does sound
Oh
good.
my- it is. It's like a. I think it's actually just like a Canadian anime style show, and then they
Okay.
did like a rap theme song that didn't suck, and so. Which is a lot for a 2000s TV show.
Remember when we were talking about Mario Kart?
This is more fun.
We've
Which
gone
I'm
back to
about
talk.
my
This is true
history.
GameCola fashion. We're
talking-
talking about Nicktoons.
Well,
Which is
modern
mostly
game
that
we're talking
TV,
about Teletoon now.
which is sort of Cartoon Network some of the time.
I think Teletoon also will sometimes just put like shows that maybe don't do as well, or maybe they just do, I don't know, on YouTube. Because I think one time I was like, what's Teletoon up to these days? And I could just watch episodes of TV shows.
I think that might that's like a lot of anime these days. Just like
But it wasn't
put up
anime
entire-
stuff.
Yeah, I think that just might be the way like animated shows are these days though. I don't know if that's a Teletoon specific.
What was it? There was one called Wish Fart. That was weird.
I
What?
have not heard of that ever.
It's like magical. It's like a magical world realism. You know, like it's magical creatures, but they all live in like a real human place, and the main character is a leprechaun, and so like he accidentally grants wishes, and it causes hijinks.
Where did farts come in?
We had Robot.
I think it's just the sense of the sense of humor of the show, to be honest, from what I recall. What was the other one? There was another one where there was a guy who like a robot, like he had a robot who would like freeze time and give him like 3 options of things to do.
I don't.
These are new, so they probably would have.
Oh, okay.
You probably
then,
would
yeah,
not have
don't
watched
know.
it because I did this. I looked this
James,
up.
you
I mean,
pick.
it was a while ago,
I
but
pick?
it was like
Okay,
maybe
let's
5 years
go.
ago or something. So you wouldn't have like seen it on TV. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I don't know
Koopa
these.
Beach
It would have been
one.
after your time, quote unquote.
I know robots. Which
Listen, I might be
had
terrible at
little
this too,
spear
alright?
bots that had legs and then they could absorb their legs and just roll around like they were cars. But
Whoa!
that was weird.
It sounded like James was reacting to you.
No. Just almost flew off the course.
I think that one was I'm not entirely sure.
All right, Blue. What about here? Let's get back on topic a little bit. What about Canadian video games? What's the most Canadian video game you can think of?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
I don't know about that. I think I might have some dispute.
Oh
with
gosh.
What's the most Canadian video game according to Google?
this.
Okay, yeah, I'll look
Let's
it
ask
up.
ChatGPT what the most
What is the
Canadian
most-
video game is.
Let's see.
Oh,
The top 10 Canadian video games.
Oh,
I mean, the first thing that pops up in like the top right of video game / Canada
no.
is Celeste.
Mario Kart 7.
no, I've fallen in the water.
Which
Ah.
I didn't know that Celeste was necessarily
I mean,
Canadian.
Google
That doesn't
could be
surprise
lying
me.
to you too.
Yeah, it could be. So I'm trying to see if.
I've had that game in my library for so long, I've not played it.
Let's see.
Like Joe.
So. The developers.
Oh. Dang it, if I hadn't fallen in the water there, that's the crucial.
Yeah, I can see this. It's one of those things where it's like a really limited team and like the whole team might not be Canadian based.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Matty Thorson, the lead developer,
That is
Is
cool.
Canadian.
I did not know that.
Haha.
Why?
Chaos, John. Chaos.
Okay, how come you start off so much faster than me?
Because you're a heavy character. I was noticing that Bowser was even slower than DK Jr. Like,
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go back to Mario Kart talk.
Which one?
Okay.
Which Mario Kart is the most?
oh, I'm going the
Canadian?
wrong way. Wait.
I don't know, but I
was
know
following you!
that the next one is it Super Circuit next?
Mario
or is
Kart
Double
Super
Dash
Circuit.
next?
Super Circuit is my least favorite of the original Mario Karts.
Never played.
It's like
Played
it's so weird. It has a lot of it has the coin thing. It's basically an amalgamation of Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64. Like it has sprite versions of the Mario Kart 64 models. But it's like it's in the exact style of Super Mario Kart. There's no 3D objects. It's all 2D objects and upload 7 graphics.
Yeah, but it's not bad. I
I know
think
it's
it
not
is-
bad. It's like
I think
it's
like
from Mario Kart on
unremarkable.
it's kind of unremarkable nowadays, but it's like for the time, it's like Mario Kart on a handheld. So,
Yeah.
Right.
God.
Yeah, and it was only
The
like.
switch of that of yesteryear.
So like, it,
Don't
but, like,
promise
it-
it. Dig it
Mario
again.
Kart 8.
it's not really bringing.
Let me.
It's not really bringing anything else to the table
Get out of my
besides
sight.
being Mario Kart on a handheld. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It
then
does have
double,
all
like,
of the
compared
tracks.
to
Trade your
to
racers
Double
with
Dash.
the link cable.
compared to Double Dash, which definitely is bringing a lot to the table beyond just being on the GameCube.
Yep.
Handheld Mario Kart really had a glow up with the DS. DS Mario Kart, what I remember, the most fundamental memory of DS Mario Kart was the fact that you could do multiplayer
Yeah,
with people who
without-
didn't
Without
own the game.
without the game.
Yeah, that was the best.
Oh God,
Same
John,
thing
no.
with Mario Kart.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think I know it's out. Yeah, Rainbow Road. Yeah, we did that. So James and I were testing this out early, and we started on Rainbow Road, and it was a disaster.
That sounds
You
true.
can't see anything on this
Yeah.
map. It's so weird.
But yeah, DS.
God.
But DS
Okay.
was also like really good.
DS
like, in
is
general too.
DS to this day, I will say, is for purely nostalgic reasons, but also content-wise, it is the best Mario Kart.
I think
I agree.
DS is also like probably the start of modern Mario Kart, where
It
like they
definitely
really
is, yeah.
start nailing how Mario Kart is going to be sort of from then on, at least
was
up
all-
until now.
It was also the first time they brought back.
Oh
No,
no.
not the first time, but like it was definitely the first traditional time they brought back retro tracks from previous games, and every game has done that since.
You mean
Oh,
aside
yeah.
from? Oh yeah.
Aside from Super Circuit, which brought all of Super Mario Kart tracks into it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Shy Guys that you played when you did DS Download Play. Yeah,
Yep,
that was
the
like
game you
Yeah.
were not buying
that feels
game.
like that's a fair trade, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all the content that's important, but you can't play as your
Oh my
favorite
gosh.
character. This is
Like
what happened to
trying
me
to-
when I was racing Joe earlier to test this out.
It's
Hi,
I'm
Quack.
trying so much
It
to
is
avoid
Rainbow.
falling off.
we're also talking, the people, Blue and I, the people not currently playing, are also talking through all of the Mario Karts, what we think of them. So Double Dash, like the 2-player like teamwork of Double Dash, like I feel like it was really
Oh my
unique.
gosh.
I kind of wish we could take a second. I kind of wish we got a second crack at it in an official Mario Kart game, because I thought it was really interesting. Yeah, some sort of Double Dash, like, and maybe it doesn't need to be called that. But even if it's just like
Double
the
dash.
idea of this sort of what do you call it, asymmetric teamwork. That like that idea was just really interesting, and I don't think they quite right. And I haven't
John,
played
you
that, so
brought this
maybe
on
they
yourself.
do. But I know Double
That
Dash.
one-
I feel like they didn't quite nail it 100%, which is fair because it was like
Wow.
the first time they were trying it.
I
But-
fell off.
But
Double Dash was the first one I ever played, and I gotta get back to it because like when I played it at my cousin's house originally and had fun with it, and then I played it again years later at another friend's house, and I could not get used to the controls again. But I just bought it recently again.
That
for
seems
my
to be a
own
recurring
collection.
issue with you.
Hey,
Have you
you
considered
know.
that it's a you problem?
If it doesn't have Mario Kart DS controls, it sucks. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
was there anything between? Okay, so then we got Mario Kart Double Dash, then we got Mario Kart DS,
Yeah, and then it was
and then Mario Kart Wii, which
then
brought
7.
us bikes,
Bikes and the trick
wheelies,
and the
and
trick system,
the trick system,
which is amazing.
and Coconut Mall.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Mario Kart Wii, I feel like solid. Oh, also motion controls. Maybe you said that and I missed it. I
It's
played
okay, we
Mario
can
Kart
forget
Wii
about
with motion controls.
I tried and it was.
I mean,
I
it's
did
definitely not
like it.
it's definitely not the optimal way to play, but it was feasible. Like you could do it, and it wasn't like too terrible.
Like
I played most of that game with the wheel.
It works, but if you want to play it seriously, but get the plastic controller.
Right.
What do you
like
do?
that's the thing. But like it was still fun to play. Like if you're just playing it by yourself, like it was fun. Or even with friends where it's not super serious. Like it was still fun. Not really much else though, I guess. The trick system was like also fundamental.
Yeah.
Trick
Yeah, no,
system
that
was great, honestly.
Great trick system was an ingenious idea. It made
And now it is in every
it
other.
made every it added strategies for like every ramp you would jump off of in all the games. It was the speed boost was like optimal for like showing off to your friends and whatnot. You're
Yeah,
like,
it just
look how
felt
fast I can go now. Haha. I'm better than you at this because I know how to play.
It just
Yeah.
felt good.
Yeah, and it feels good too.
Yeah. And then Mario Kart 3DS,
Like
7.
Mario Kart 7.
I was there day one when I got Mario Kart 7. I could not wait for that game, and I loved it. But this is definitely the one that feels like just another Mario Kart. Like when
Yeah,
you play
did
it
they-
today. There's
was
no
it-
reason to go back to it.
Didn't they wasn't that where like the hang glider first showed up?
Yeah,
Yeah, the hang glider and the,
hang glider and underwater.
And the underwater propeller, yeah.
Right. So like that is something that it added, but
And it was the first one where you can
Why?
customize your vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Right, where
well,
you have,
all,
like,
for
the
all the
3
good
different-
that did.
yeah, for the 3 different parts sort of system. Like that's where that was established.
I saw a video
Now, do you-
recently. Did you know to 100% that game you have to collect 20,000 coins?
Wait,
I did
really?
not know that.
Yeah.
Are there like achievements, or is that like how you unlock a certain vehicle?
Yeah, it's like that's where the when you unlock all the card parts, the last one comes at 20,000 coins. It's like, dang, who the hell did? I don't know a single person who's done that.
And then we got, but I think Mario Kart 7 suffers from. I think this is something that a lot of like series suffer from, where it's like the best
We
things
just
about
leave
it
you in
were
the lava.
continued in other games, and so
And
it's
that-
not unique.
That is why Donkey Kong Jr. is in no more games. He
I
is
thought
in
you
the
said
lava.
this was my John. You
I
were
think
all like,
about
"This
this-
is my character."
I think this also happens with like Gen 4 of Pokemon. Like a lot of the best things about Gen 4 were like mechanics changes that are in every
Alright,
game
well, he's
after
dead.
Gen 4.
Yep.
And so
And Gen 4 is still one of my favorites. So.
yeah, but I think going back to it, it kind of like if you didn't like play Gen 4 when it came out, going back to it, it doesn't feel like I think you don't get quite that same sense of how things have changed because it's most of the things that it contributed were things that were already the case
Yeah.
in that were things in other games, right? Like the physical special split. Even though it's cool because like part of what was interesting, it wasn't just like the mechanics, but also like it opened up thematic options for Pokemon that had not existed yet. Like you get cool things like Lucario, a special attacking fighting type Pokemon, or Mamoswine, like really going all in on the physical ice type.
Oh, what? You had
Yeah.
lightning?
Yeah.
You were in first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't really
item
nailed
balancing.
Yeah, they haven't really nailed item balancing yet.
But that's the thing that makes Mario Kart Mario Kart. If you balance the items, it's like it just becomes a racer at this point. At that point.
No.
Well, you got the classic, like, you know, get a bad item, or get a good item while you're in last place.
Damn
And
it.
try to drive up really far, and then use that item while you're far ahead. Right? That's a classic. That's a classic move.
Whoa. Okay.
I threaded the needle on that.
And Mario Kart 8, but
Okay.
the regular one on Wii U, that then became Deluxe on Switch and sold a bajillion copies.
No.
Yeah, it's still in the top 10s of most sales, of weekly sales in every single week, which is absurd. I think the only other game that's been around for as long that's still selling is GTA 5.
I believe it.
Maybe Skyrim, but I think everyone who wants Skyrim just bought it.
Dang it.
So yeah, that's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. What next? What other games came out in 1992 on the Super Nintendo, James?
That's
Well,
a
That we
good
can play
question.
right now.
Well, we've
That would
only
be
got
1990 that would be 1993, John.
we've got
No,
about
two.
Oh,
This
20,
is
yeah, two,
last
right.
year.
we have about 10 minutes left in the stream, and it's getting late for me. I'm gonna zonk out pretty soon.
Well,
Let's go around. What was your favorite game of 2022? Even whether or not it won.
Okay.
let's see.
Like your game of the year.
All right.
I'll start. Mine was definitely Legends Arceus. Like I had a really good time with that. It gave me a glimmer of hope that Pokemon would be good going forward.
Also,
Which was
kinda
promptly
like-
dashed.
It took a lot of the stuff that was cool about Pokemon and like really sort of went all in on it, and like I enjoyed the new battle structure, even though I wouldn't necessarily want it for every game. I thought it was cool. I like the flow of it. Merc saying local GameCola staff Joe falls asleep live on Livestream Spectacular. That happened much more concretely last year when I was in London. Not quite as bad. The West Coasters still do have an advantage. I'm the only non-Western half of the continent person here. But yeah, like I did really enjoy it. Who wants to go next?
I'd say my game of the year from last year was okay, thanks, James. The Steve Food. That game that was nominated for Fighting Game of the Year at the Game Awards for some reason. But yeah, Sifu was very fun. It's a very nice brawler that requires a lot of good reaction time, and if you like action movies like Old Boy or even the John Wick movies right now, it's just very fun to like try and emulate those movie styles in it. Yeah, it's very satisfying. The age system in that game is very frustrating, but it's very fun to get used to and very rewarding to get through each level without I'm trying to describe Sifu while I'm playing Mario Kart right now. Yeah, no, Sifu's great. Very satisfying game. It's easy to learn, tough to master. And I'm only one achievement from 100%ing it, and that was years ago, so I'll probably have to remaster the game all over again just to get that one achievement. But yeah, Sifu's great. Alright, James, what was your game of the year? You talk while playing Mario Kart, so I can catch up.
You're trying to distract me so you can get ahead.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
My favorite game of 2022 has to be Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or as Joe,
you should talk more about it until
exactly.
I win the race.
I've already talked about it, so there we go. See, that's my secret. I don't have to be distracted by talking about it because I've already talked about it ad nauseum. So, no, absolutely Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or as Joe would prefer that I call it, Xenoblade.
I would prefer.
I would also prefer that.
Yeah, just, I don't prefer that.
Well, democracy,
What you want doesn't matter.
I think this is the course that was ported to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in the DLC that everyone hated.
Wouldn't surprise me.
See, even agrees. You're gonna go against the GameCola
Chat
faithful.
agrees. It's unanimous.
Yes. Xenoblade. James likes Xenoblade. Blue, what about you? Well, James is distracted with Mario
Okay,
Kart.
the game's finished, so
I
okay.
really loved Midnight Suns. I think
it's
I've
Marvelous
talked-
Midnight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever
Is
I
it
would hear you mention it
SUNS
on
or
a podcast, I was
SONS?
confused.
It's SONS. The comic it's based on is SUNS.
Yes, I remember that. That's weird, right? Like, that's a weird thing to do.
We made it more male, and it's usually the opposite of what people are doing these days.
Yeah.
James, go on the eShop right now and download Kingdom
Also,
Hearts Cloud
there's
version.
No. I was actually
AI,
thinking. Oh, yeah, sorry.
AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana initiative was also really good.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, that game was really good. So, definitely, I think it was an improvement.
Yeah, definitely better than the first one, although I did like the first one. It just had a lot of things holding it back a bit, but they let go of all that weight.
Yeah. Yeah, technical Signalis as well, I really liked. But I think I've talked about both of them. I've talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and that's an ominous message. Rizzy is in control. Why do they phrase it that way? You'll see it on the stream. It just says Rizzy is in control. It's such an ominous message.
I like
I hit a button by accident.
Yeah, I've talked about both of these games. Well, actually, I don't know if I've talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 like as much as 2. Really, really good. Signalis of the playing.
Okay, now, what do you think is going to be your game of the year for 2023, whether or not you played it yet?
The Legend of Zelda Spider-Man 2.
The Legend of Zelda Spider-Man 2? Oh, that's a
Yes.
crossover.
Link gets ripped.
It really makes you feel like Link.
You really like
If I
flying on
hear that,
paraglider.
if I hear that at all in regards to Spider-Man 2 next year,
I preferred it over.
I'm going to
it
quit
really,
GameCola.
it really gives you the swagger of the exaggerated swagger of a black team.
Let's never mention that in
I prefer
actuality
the
without
feel like
sarcasm. Let's never
Spider-Man.
mention that.
Yeah.
I would say it would be very weird if in reviewers for Spider-Man 2 said it really makes you feel like Link. Okay. James, what about you?
Honestly, I would say Tears of the Kingdom probably is going to be Game of the Year. That would certainly be my guess. I mean, I would personally like for it to be the 3 Blade Chronicles DLC expansion, but
That's DLC.
I at least want that to win Best Story or something. I want Xenoblade to win something besides Best Game of 10 years ago.
That would count as I think you could nominate that for Most Improved.
But Xenoblade, it's not an improvement on Xenoblade 3. It's like, it's an expansion. It's an entire side. It's a side story.
Right, I get that, but like Most Improved does not necessarily mean the game was bad before. That is one angle.
Like the addition of the DLC made it even better. Which, like, in my the addition of the DLC might actually. Oh, I still don't. I think it might top Xenoblade 2 for me. I don't know.
That's why Star Wars: The Old Republic was the honorable mention.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a bad game to be Most Improved. Though being a bad game does give you a lot of room to get better.
Yeah.
Blue, what about you?
Biggest improvement? Sorry, I got confused. What
What do you think is going to be your game of the year next year, whether or not you've played it yet?
Spider-Man 2 is looking like a pretty good bet at this point. Yeah.
Okay. I do think Tears of the Kingdom is probably pretty strong in the running for me, but I'm really hoping that Super Mario Wonder blows me away.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping that ends up being my game of the year, because that would mean if Super Mario Wonder can be as good of a 2D Mario game as Tears of the Kingdom is as a Zelda game, that would be phenomenal. I feel like that's kind of a tall order to ask, but I'm hopeful. I don't think the Princess Peach game is coming out next year or this year. I think it's next.
It's next year.
We still don't know anything about. I wish they almost hadn't shown us that trailer, because why not build up hype with something more substantial?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what might win Best Remake probably is going to be it might be, or I guess a contender.
Super Mario RPG.
Super Mario RPG.
That's a good point. That is a very strong contender.
But the problem with that, I can't say Super Mario RPG without going Super Mario RPG. Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3.
Classic.
Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2. King's Knight, Dig Dug, Fu Manchu.
Where is that from? It sounds familiar, but I can't.
The Wii Shop song.
Link Battle Pokemon. Toe Jam and Earl in Panic on Funkotron.
I think your
Ninja Gaiden money.
Be Mega Man Battle.
I don't think it'll be my game of the year. But remake or re-release, Battle Network would be up there. Though I did vote, and I think maybe it won, the Mega Man Zero collection. But that one definitely had a stronger vibe of this is a game that they the choices that they made, with the custom save system that they developed with the source port. It was really well integrated, really smartly done in a way that still kind of lines up with the angle of preserving the experience, because you so explicitly know what is being changed. Right? Even if you use the save system, you get a sense of oh yeah, this is how hard this would be without the save system. And you can think oh yeah, I'd have to replay this over and over again without this new save system. But all the save points are clearly denoted as the save points. So that little bit, even though also it being a source port.
Shut up.
That is also a source port, but I feel they had the opportunity to do something similar to Zero with this terrible save system, and they didn't. And I think that kind of knocks it down a bit for me in terms of being on par with the Zero collection. You know what I mean?
You know what I realized about my copy of Battle Network Legacy Collection?
What?
It's the Spanish version.
Wait,
How did
how
you
did
do
that
this?
happen?
I ordered it on Amazon. That's how.
Oh, jeez. Better
But
send it
the-
back.
No. It's a North American copy. It'll work. It'll
Oh,
work
okay,
just fine.
but it's-
just from Mexico, so the box is.
I
just
think
in
when
Spanish.
my parents got me the physical version of Bravely Default, it was the European release because it had French as a selectable language.
Yeah, I wonder though, like, I gotta say, like, Mega Man Battle Network's localization is wild.
It's
Like,
really weird.
it's so weird, and also, like, part of it is because the underlying stuff that's happening is also weird.
Yeah,
Like-
Wait,
that,
Joe,
it does not
wait
seem
until you
like
get
an
to
easy
Mega
game
Man
to
Battle Network
localize.
4, because, oh my god, that game never got proofread ever.
That'll be interesting.
I'd like to give
so
you
far I haven't
a
gotten-
small sampler of lines from that game. Mega Man, it's viruses busting time.
Yeah.
Wow, there's so many electrical store. Those are my two. Oh, and then also instead of let's go, he says legs go.
Legs
That's my
go.
favorite. Is legs
He's
go,
We have thought of
man.
this exact same joke.
Yeah, and
Go,
it's,
go,
and,
gadget
and
legs.
it's LEG apostrophe S. Legs go.
Legs is go.
Legs go.
Yeah, I'm guessing that had a really quick turnaround.
Yeah, I think it probably
I
did. Yeah,
mean-
that's the one that sold the most.
Well, but you know a series, right? The game selling the most in a series means that the game before, a lot of the time, can mean that
Yeah.
the game before it was really well received.
Some people say that about movies. It's like true 10% of the time.
There is a factor of it. Like it's not always the case, but there is definitely a factor, especially when it's like a really fast release schedule, like Mega Man Battle Network was on, where like they're releasing a game like less than every year on average, like faster than every year on average, like something like that. Like I could absolutely see like Mega Man Battle Network 3. I've heard is like one of the more popular ones in terms of like critical reception from people just doing a little bit of research, and that could have spurred the level of interest. It's also around when the TV show came out, I think, because the TV show is definitely incorporating a lot of, it's mixing a lot of, I watched NT Warrior, the TV show. It is a very classic, like, early 2000s dub where they gain access to digital editing and they cannot be responsible with this power.
Is it good though? Is the show good?
It's good at the beginning. I'm getting a little burned out because the tournament arc is almost half the show so far now. And we're getting close to
We'll
it.
tell you what, tournament arcs are going to be a thing in Mega Man Battle Network.
Well, in the game it's fine.
Oh, damn it!
Gotcha.
Fuck.
But the TV show it's really dragging on. But also they cut it, like I think they've extended it because of how they're cutting it.
Really?
Because they're cutting it
Usually they,
really weird.
Usually they like shorten it.
I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing, but they're clearly like really like they're using the tournament arc and the fact that like there's a lot of samey stuff that happens in all the same settings to be really liberal with how they cut things together. And you can like, cause like I swear they like took one of the fights and like just played part of it. Play like the middle. There's a fight. There's a what do they call it? They call her Meilu in the show. They localize the names differently. Meilu.
Yeah, Mail.
But in the show they call her Meilu.
That's dumb. That's just straight up wrong. That's just straight up they didn't
I'm
understand
just
how
saying
to
that that's what they
localize
do
her
in
name,
the,
I'm
this
gonna
is
be
how I'm
honest.
differentiating between the show and the game.
Maybe, I guess,
so-
okay, I guess you could.
Meilu and Roll have a fight, and Lan and Mega Man have a fight that they're in separately. And I think in the original show, those are just two different episodes. But they like cut parts of the Mega Man fight into filler for the Roll fight, and then they go back to the Mega Man fight. But then it has to start like where the fight started, So like you see this footage where they're like standing back to back, like getting ready to fight, but like in the context of how this show has been cut, this fight has been going on for like half an hour, and they're just standing back to back all of a sudden, like at the sort of standoff mode. It's so weird. And then there's definitely parts where they cut things, like a scene will be happening and suddenly they just cut to them all standing together, and they weren't together in like the shot before, but there's no like transition. Yeah, it's very wacky, but also like you got a lot of classic like just ways people talk, like the fact that people become so much more eloquent anytime that their mouth is off screen.
Yeah, yeah, because they don't have to match the lip flaps.
Yeah.
I was holding that sneeze in until I crossed the finish line.
Also, I am convinced that someone or some subset of people on the NT Warrior show were like inspired / copying Metabots, because there's a lot of stuff from Battle Network. Battle Network itself doesn't seem like it's copying that much, except for maybe a slightly similar premise, but that could just be coincidence. And the characters in the games do not act like the Metabots characters at all. But in the TV show, there are changes to the characters, which makes sense, but all of the changes make them more like Metabots characters.
Maybe it was just really popular in Japan. They were like, hey, let's cash in on that.
Maybe.
Also, I just
know
noticed
Kirby...
something about this game. Each character has their own unique victory theme. This theme is totally different from the one that was playing when I won a while back, and I noticed that it sounded like my theme had little Yoshi sounds in it. Which I also just found out that sound effect is a record scratch being played backwards.
Oh, that's cool.
That the original little Yoshi...
That's really cool.
Yeah, I never knew that. Anyway, just sorry to derail that.
No, that's fine. But like they make the rich girl even more crazy rich, and the characters get stuck in the security system. They make one character turn into a weird mysterious masked figure, which is not in the games at all, but is very similar to another character in Metabots.
Why?
There's a lot of characters from the first game that I think they do end up reappearing later in the series, but they haven't shown back up in 2 or 3. And we're not important characters. Like the nature girl, James, if you remember from Battle Network 1, like the nature girl, the fortune teller, and the fish seller. Yeah. Like, they're all major characters in the TV show, which is funny because in the game, they were just like people who stood around and you could fight an optional boss battle against them.
Why is this course easier with lightweight characters?
Also, though, like it's also hard to tell like what's a silly thing from the original and what's a silly thing because of how they cut it in the dub. Because there's one character who like disguises themselves in an episode, and like, oh, who are you? But then they use their net navi in that episode.
No,
the net navi is a disguise. And then later, this person is in the tournament.
Haha, see you later.
And they show up in the tournament arc with this navi, and it's like, did no one put together that this is now the same person? And also, like, the criminals also come and enter the tournament, and I feel like no one like acknowledges
Team Rocket and everything.
But they're not like disguised or anything, and it's like it's not like Pokemon where
it's not illegal to enter a tournament, is it?
Yes, but it is illegal to do the things that they have done and escape. And then there's the 2 characters who are like kind of like secret police. And they're like, we can't do anything until they do something illegal. And it's like, they did do something illegal. You can arrest someone even if the thing that they did that was illegal didn't happen today.
No!
Tournament can't afford to run background checks on everyone. The fish guy is fun. But he is also similar to a character in Metabots, where there's a guy who sells baby chicks, and as opposed to adult chicks.
Yeah, I suppose.
He gives unwanted advice to the children, though he's a lot less active. He's much more of a side character in Metabots. The character in Battle Network is much more overtly involved.
Oh, come on.
No!
I
He talks a lot about getting your calcium, which I don't actually know if that comes from fish. But That's like his whole thing. It's like he's always talking about making sure to get your calcium.
Notice, John, oh yeah, I remember that. John, we both have 0 coins because we kept dying so
All right, what's another game we could play on Switch? I was getting sick of this 3 races ago.
All right.
You guys can keep playing if you want. I think I do need to drop out
I'm trying to remember when games like, okay, 1992.
because how long do you think you guys are gonna go?
Honestly, I need to go to bed soon.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could.
we
This
might-
is probably a good place to stop here.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up because we're kind of getting off of the main purpose of the stream anyways. I'll do a Christmas stream later when I can make sure that my computer will work okay. But I think this was fun. I think this was a good way to do it. We should do it like this in the future too, I think. Like playing a couple games and also going through like all the awards winners.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea. So I think we'll do that in the future. So we just need to remember to do that 365 days from now.
Yeah,
James, you know you could sort it by year, right?
you can. How?
Yeah. Hold Y.
Ah.
There you go. It says in the top right.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
for-
here we go.
Well, now we just decided at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this lovely stream. Or if you watch the VOD, the video on demand, in case Jetty catches me.
Yep.
We call it VOD in the TV business.
Yep.
The
Yes,
VOD on
Jet-
demand.
The VOD on demand. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Thank you if you were voted in the awards for Elden Ring or anything else. Thank you for that. I think I want to, you can like, you can subscribe. Those are the YouTube things you can do. We'll hopefully do some more live streams soon. Jetty and I are kind of reconfiguring some stuff. And I think James and John have some ideas which we won't talk about yet, just so that we don't accidentally unmanifest them. But I think they have some plans in the works.
Is family game
only-
night a thing?
The family game night, we can bring that. I would like to start doing that again.
What about morning with GameCola?
I'm not in London anymore, so that's not quite as easy. But
Let's go.
the only other thing I would say as a call to action is to go to the GameCola Discord. All of social media is collapsing, but the GameCola Discord
Will not.
so
It's not
good.
collapsing yet.
it's not collapsing yet. It's really I think it is.
It is
Probably
slowly
the-
working its way there, but it's fine.
I think it is some of the best part
It's got
of
a while
GameCola
yet.
right now. Merc is there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Merc, you're there. That's part of why it's great.
I'm there.
That's also part of why it's great.
It's most of
Heart.
why it's great.
But that's the call. It should be in the video description if you need it, or you can find it in most places. I think we have it linked somewhere, or if you need it, we can just link it to you. But come join us in the Discord. It's a lot of fun there. See you next middle of the year where we
Hopefully
do the
sooner
awards
than
6
that.
months.
We'll see you next time when the
Well,
Switch
yeah,
2
we'll
comes
see you
out.
next time in this format in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see you. I still have to schedule the next podcast, which is next Monday.
Yep.
Good.
That's on my to-do list. But I have to go to bed now. But thanks to James for hosting today. A little bit last minute. Thanks for
Great
watching.
game.
Yeah.
Typing it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, Merc and Anna and everybody who came out. And yeah, have a wonderful time of day wherever it is, whenever it is you are watching this stream. We'll see you later.
Legs go.
Bye.
Legs
Goodbye.
Legs go.